This one's a little lighter. Mad World 1962. Thank you so much for the super chat contribution. Hope all is well up in Canada. What is the best introductory book to learn about these issues?
Which ones?
Right. I mean,
There's
yeah.
so many. I mean, if you want
let's go with digital rights.
Even then, there's so many. So
Sure.
I'm trying to remember the title. Hang on. My colleague Jillian York just wrote an amazing book about let me find her book here. Silicon Values. That's it. She just wrote an amazing book about content moderation at scale and marginalized voices. So if you want to read about content moderation and speech and free expression, that's a great place to start.
What's it called again? I would
Silicon Values.
Silicon Valley. Oh, I like that. That's a cool title.
Yeah. I will put in a modest plug for How to Destroy Surveillance Capitalism. There are some really good chapters on tech monopoly in David Dian's book Monopolized. It ranges more widely than that. And then Tim Wu's book on monopoly, which is called The Curse of Bigness, which is just basically a little pamphlet, is also very good. More broadly on human rights, let me find the name of his book too. It's been a while since I read it. David Kaye is the UN Special Rapporteur. Oh, that's it. David Kaye is the UN Special Rapporteur on free speech and human rights. And he wrote a book called The Speech Police. That's, again, a very slim volume. There's a book, it's a couple of years old now, but Ron Diebert, who runs a thing called Citizen Lab, wrote a really good book on... and he's got his second book out, too. I didn't like that one as much. It's good, but it's not as good as his first book. He wrote a really good book on how cyber mercenaries hire out to... destroy the lives of human rights workers all over the world. It was called Black Code. It was a Random House book in 2013. And he's got a new book that is good, but I thought he gives a little too much credence to the surveillance capitalism hypothesis called Reset that came out last year that's rather good as well. And there's one that hang on a second. I keep not finishing this book. But it's called How the Internet Really Works. And it's by Article 19, which is a free speech book. It comes from No Starch Press. And it's like this kind of book, right? It's like lots of diagrams and little bits of text, plain language. And it really just explains like how the underpinnings work and where they all come from and where they're taking us and some of the policy questions. I really like that. There's so many. I don't know, man. There isn't one like excellent primer on digital rights. It's become such a big question, right? Like the telecoms policy and speech policy, monopoly, cryptography, like all of these things kind of range all over the place. Like Snowden's memoir is amazing.
Yeah, I read that. That was a good book.
It's just a piece of the story, but it's an amazing book. And he did a young adult version that came out a couple of months ago. We did an event to launch it. That's fabulous. So if you've got, a 15-year-old in your life and you want to expose them to it, then that's a great idea.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I read that a little while ago, but yeah, that was a really good book. Well, that's an excellent start. So
good.
So there you go, Mad World. A lot of books to start with.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your